All right, man. Talk talk. You know what it is. All right, man. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's good. Thank y'all for joining me. This is Torture Talk. You know what I'm saying? So look, today's episode, Not Like Us, has officially been knocked off the Hot 100. And of course, Akademiks is out here trying to act as if this is a small victory for Drake, which is retarded. And I don't understand how he constantly keeps on trying to implement Drake and Kendrick's business. I don't understand it. But he's a liar, and we're going to dispel all that today. Before I get into that, I got to get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that. Just don't harass them. Don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. You want to leave a donation? Right here on the screen, Cash App. No more PayPal. I am the hidden gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 17,000. And yes, I'm the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. The Night King, OT show. So look, man, let's get it. I'll be back in the studio real soon. Thank y'all for joining me. At the end of every episode, I will be giving a inspiring speech or whatever you want to call it, inspirational speech for y'all. If y'all going through something, lend me your ear and maybe I can help. So let's get it. All right, man. So let's get it.
What's poppin', y'all? It looks like it's cooked for Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, and we can't really say the West Coast. But that song, which was one of the biggest diss songs, potentially might end up being the biggest diss song in hip-hop history. I know it sounds crazy, but projecting into the future, 10 to 15 years, looks to be the case, but it just fell off the Hot 100 this week, which is a shocking surprise. So this was reported by Hip Hop All Day, where they said Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us officially departs the Billboard Hot 100 after a 53-week streak on the charts. It ends its run as the longest charting rap song of all time. And this was just ranking at number 22, number 23.
Yeah, I wonder why. I was reading something about that. It said something on the lines of if a song stays on the charts more than 50 something weeks or something like that, if it once it goes down past 25, they automatically take it off the charts. If it only stays on there for less than 52 weeks, or let's say 30 weeks or something like that, and it'll stay on the charts longer. And the reason why they said that is because they said that they're trying to make room for other songs to come on there. Because you gotta ask yourself, how weird is that for Not Like Us to be at 20, was it 23, and then all of a sudden it's not on the charts at all? Like, come on now, that doesn't make sense. Like, it would have dropped at least another 2-3 spots. Like, it's just not going, because people still banging the song. Like, come on now.
Still in the top 25. And of course, Akademiks, who is, can we be honest? Like, this guy does not mess with Kendrick Lamar. Let's just be fair here. Now, everybody knows, like, he's on Drake's side, but just the reactions and sometimes just the way he levies certain things, you could tell the guy doesn't like Kendrick Lamar. But this was his first initial reaction to this report.
How the fuck did Not Like Us get off the Billboard 100? It sounds like somebody forgot to pay for this week's bots. What the fuck? My nigga, like, Not Like Us is hotter than TV off still. Wait, Not Like Us.
See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, it's gotten to the point where this is just pathetic, and it's disgusting. It's like, all right, dog, come on. So you already know, even out your own mouth, you said the song wasn't botted, and now you go right back on your own word and say that the song is being botted. You said that out your own mouth. Like, this is so crazy to me. Nigga, you said it out your mouth that the song wasn't botted. And now you out here still talking about it's being botted? Like, come on, bro. Cut it out.
This ain't on the charts? Nigga, that shit was just top 10. Ain't no fucking way. All right, bruv. Yo, you see when you buying the bots, you gotta realize what it says. The subscription for the bots finna end. You gotta re-up. Make sure the credit card on file. Wait, how the ain't no way. Bruv, these songs is not hotter than Not Like Us. Hold on, let's see. Nah, this gotta be cap. TV off with lefty gunplay? Oh, hell no. Squabble up? Man, stop it, bro. Peekaboo? Wait, so Not Like Us, not on the chart? Man.
This was a bit shocking to me too at first, because there's no way a song just, especially streams, it's just gonna fall off the face of the earth from 25 to 101. There's just no way that happens. And Akademiks, rightfully so, was shocked as well, because he knows how lit that song actually is. But then he goes on to talking about regular drop-offs and his expertise on looking at the charts for a living, when you've got fans that, with limited information, are trying to make some sort of an excuse for why this happened.
I know y'all think I'm being funny. What I'm saying is that I'm a little bit alarmed that the song has meteorically just dropped off the charts that quickly. Chat, I study charts for a living. For example, if you sell 200,000 and it's not some botted or you sold merch, if there's streams next week, say you sold 230. Next week, I could bank on it. I could bet $10,000 you'll sell over 90,000 the next week, because the average fall off from first to second week is usually around 50 to 60%. That's always what it is. I make bets on these type of things. What I'm saying is that with the dominance of Not Like Us, when I'm seeing it ain't on the charts, I'm like, what do you mean it's not on the charts? Ain't no way. And it's not because I know it's old. It's a year old. Which, by the way, it got a boost because its anniversary was 4 weeks ago. The anniversary for the song was 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever you want to call it. For it to just like, hold on. All right, so now maybe I'm misinformed. So I'm going to do my due diligence. Let's go. Okay, we're going to go to all charts. So it's not on this week, which is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. Could I go to, I need to go see last week's charts. I want to see last week's charts. No, how do I, I gotta, it used to have the thing where you could just select the charts. Oh, okay, here, okay, so good. So let's look at last week, the week before, right? So let's look at that charts. Is Not Like Us there? Not Like Us. Bro, stop it, my nigga. You tell me this shit was 23 last week and now on the charts? Yo, Shaq, stop playing me, bro. I keep telling you, it's supposed to fall down gradually. This shit was top 10 for dumb long. It's supposed to fall off gradually. It's supposed to fall off gradually. If it's top 20 last week, it's supposed to be 30 or 40 this week. This shit, like, all right, man, y'all gonna say I'm a hater. Chat, so you're telling me this song was #1 and top 5 for 8 months, but all of a sudden in 1 week, niggas is over it. It went from 23 last week. Chat, I just showed you. 23 to not be on the, okay, all right. Spit in the air and just say it's rain.
He's completely right here. Now, he is talking about the Billboard 200 album charts when he talks about if an album sells this much or like 250K, it'll drop to, I don't know, 60% drop, whatever 90K would be. And that's understandable. This is the Hot 100. And the only time we've really seen drastic drop-offs on the charts like this is when it's something like Travis Scott Franchise or something, Travis Scott The Scotts. Something debuts so insanely high at like number 1, 2, 3, 4. We saw it with Trolls and Gooba as well, and then it just tanks afterwards. The reason for that is it's debuting that high. But if something's been consistently on the charts, let's say something's getting a million streams a day, who knows however much that is, and it's in the top 40, it's not going to drop to 10,000 streams a day or 50,000 streams a day in a week span. It's slowly going to taper off. So that's why this is so bizarre. However, more information surfaces when we look at the tweet reply, where he says, any song that has been on the charts for longer than 52 weeks must stay above the number 25 position or it will fall off. Morgan Wallen charted nearly 40 songs this week, enough to push Not Like Us below number 25 and off the charts. And Akademiks reacts to this, where he recognizes this rule and then addresses it.
Yo, chat, man. Yo. The K-Bots are undefeated, man. Yo.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Even if you get proven wrong, right? All of a sudden now, You can't get out here and say, damn, I was wrong. It's got to be the K-Bots. It's got to... Bro, I said this in the beginning. I read this. I said this in the beginning. And the crazy thing is, he said he studies charts for a living. I know he said that because Drake said, I study battle rap for a living. So he said he studies charts for a living. I know why he said that. Even if he do, he obviously didn't know this. So let's keep it going.
The K-Bots are undefeated. They've came up with an excuse. Oh, any song that been on the charts for more than... Yo, chat, ain't it ironic? It only happens on the 53rd week. Not the Chat, come on, bro. Chat, I got a bridge I got to sell y'all. It happens on the 53rd week. Chat, the 53rd week. Really? Just as the year ends. Really?
It's almost as if he was disappointed to hear about this rule and how convenient it was, quote unquote, that it's the 52nd or the 53rd week. But that is the case, and it's happened multiple times in the past. I think the reason why we as a whole are just generally not too familiar with it is because few and far between, almost never, let's be real here, this is the longest charting rap song. We've never seen a song like this do this well in hip-hop for this rule to even be implemented, but it has happened before. So this is how the rule works.
I was going to say that earlier. There hasn't been a rap song that's been on the charts for that long. At least for a year. I believe that Not Like Us is the only rap song that's been on the charts on between the top 25 for a year. All the rest of the songs fell off. Everybody. So I can understand exactly why that rule applies. It's crazy.
So a song gets removed from the Billboard Hot 100 if the following is true. Number one, it's been on the charts for 20 weeks or more, and it falls below position number 50. So if it's been on the charts for a couple months and it falls under 50, it's gone. However, if the song's been on the Hot 100 for 52 weeks or more, a full year, the threshold gets even stricter. So if it's below 25 after 52 weeks, it's automatically removed, even if it's only at 26. So this is the thing. Kendrick Lamar was heading in the direction of being removed anyway. He was for all intents and purposes, it was as if he was 97, 98, or 99 because it gets stricter the longer the song has been on the charts. And it's very rare. I don't think they allow songs to re-enter, which is a little bit disappointing. But this has happened twice in the past that I can think of. For example.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that the case? Why? So you telling me that if I don't know if that's true, because don't Mariah Carey's song, well, that doesn't last. The Christmas song don't last that long. But I'm guessing they're saying if the song was if the song was on the charts for a whole year, then it can't re-enter. That's kind of weird that it can't re-enter after. Let's say we all run the numbers up and I don't know, it can't re-enter back into the top 10, top 5. Like, even if they can't, if Not Like Us broke some new records, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
If you guys have heard the song Heat Waves by Glass Animals, that stayed over 90 weeks on the Hot 100. But when it fell below number 25, it was removed. And then The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, which had the longest run in history at 90 weeks at that time, it dipped below number 25 and Billboard took it off because it was there for longer than, it was there for longer than 52 weeks. So over 52 weeks is 90 weeks. And they don't make it shorter, like, oh, it's got to be in the top 12 after 90 weeks or 104 weeks. And about this specific rule, it sounds dumb because what happens is they get moved to a different chart. So they get moved to the mainstream top 40 recurrence chart, which is a chart that you can't even see on the Billboard unless you've got a Billboard Pro account. So it's really one of the more hidden charts, and this is quite disappointing, to be fair, but this was going to happen in the next couple of weeks anyway. Morgan Wallen, I should say, him charting all those songs on Billboard just knocked it and maybe saved us 3-4 weeks, because if any rapper had an album that was going to have 2 to 3 songs in the top 25 debut, then it was going to be over for Not Like Us. So it was just a matter of time. However, I think we should look at whether or not this rule is stupid, because that's off rip. I'm thinking like, yo, why does this rule even exist? It's almost as if they're penalizing you the longer you're succeeding. But when I think about it a little bit more, think about back in the day, right? Where streams were not a thing. So realistically, you could only buy a song. So let's say there are 300 million people in the US, and this is where the charts, not where they matter, but this is where the Hot 100 is being calculated. So if you had 300 million people, and you had a song, let's say Not Like Us, drop back then, or Hit 'Em Up. Well, let's just use Hit 'Em Up. People aren't going to buy the song multiple times throughout the year. They're going to buy the song once, and then they're going to listen to it however many times. But any time that they listen to it after they purchased it, it doesn't count as consumption. Now, radio play does assist in the charts, but that's why a lot of singles were coming in and out. Because after every potential rap listener or rap buyer has bought the CD, you already tapped out. So you're going to fall off the charts at that point, because they're just going to be re-listening to it on the CD that they bought, or the cassette that they bought, or the iTunes purchase that they made, if we want to get into the 2000s. But now, streaming, every time you stream contributes. Now, granted, the amount of times that you have to stream to generate just the equivalent of what buying one single was back then, or even now, almost nobody does that. But the pool is wider of listeners, and it all adds up to more than it usually would. And the way that tracking works now, it incorporates streaming. So the way they're trying to make it is like, hey, the rules have to be stricter. Otherwise, the charts are just going to be crowded with these old songs. So I can kind of understand where they're coming from here, because in the beginning, I thought it was like, it's kind of ridiculous. But when you think about it a little bit more, you're like, okay, because for example, like the albums charts, they keep making these rules because people are just, for example, Travis Scott, people were just buying t-shirts and hoodies and pants, and they were doing a drop every week, and they're like, hey man, these people aren't buying music. We got to figure this out. And they made the rule.
And I understand that. I mean, come to think about it, if Not Like Us was taken out of the top 25 because somebody else jumped in, I mean, I look at it like it really wasn't taken out. It was because, you know what I'm saying, it was on the charts for so long, and they felt as though they had to remove it. Well, it's a rule that they have. I don't think Not Like Us would have been off the charts. And I know Akademiks knows this too. And he probably knew that, but he wanted to say that in front of his chat so they could go back and say it. I don't understand why he gets off on spreading misinformation or spreading these different narratives. I don't know why he gets off on that. I mean, I could never do that to my friends or my people that watch me, the chat that watches me. I could never give y'all false information. If I don't know something, I'm just going to say I don't know it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get in here and say, oh, I'm an expert at this, and then go and tell y'all something. I'm going to give y'all my opinion, but I ain't going to deliberately hate on somebody. I mean, I might call Drake a doodle ball and all these things, but I can acknowledge that Drake did some things this week, and I'm going to probably do an episode about it. You know what I'm saying? I can acknowledge that. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and make up stories or even say, oh, look, all of those, he brought all of those streams. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to give my opinion like, well, I think all of these songs are old, but still in all, I'm not going to get on here and lie about it, like Akademiks does. So, but yeah, we're going to end it there, man. There's really nothing else to say. Yeah, man. There's always got to be Akademiks who says some things that, you know, disrupt the success of Kendrick. I don't know why he feels like he has to be a thorn in Kendrick's side. Well, I don't think he is in Kendrick's eyes. I don't think he is. But I don't understand why Akademiks feel like he kind of have to do this to get to where he need to be. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of disgusting in a way. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand it. I mean, Not Like Us fell out of the top 25 because somebody else pushed it in. But the rule was, you know, because it was up there for 52 weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah. I think that he don't like the fact that that song broke records and smoked your boy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he liked that. So it is what it is. But all right, so look, today, if you are in a relationship and you feel as though that you're not being appreciated the way you should be appreciated, then you need to make a decision. I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, this decision is hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I have to say. But you need to make a decision. If you were in a bad situation or a relationship, I'm specifically talking about relationships, whether male or female, don't stick around. Because if it's bad now, 2 months from now, it's going to be worse. 3 years from now, it's going to be terrible. If you have children and you're in this bad situation, sometimes it's hard to make a move, but you can't properly love your kids if you ain't getting love properly. I know that sounds kind of selfish, and I know some people might disagree with that. Some people might stay in a situation for the kids. But you have to understand, sometimes it's good to stay in a situation for the kids. But if you are in a toxic environment, it's not good to stay in front of the kids. So if you're in a situation, especially a relationship that you feel as though that's not good for you, then you need to make a decision. Are you going to sit there and deal with that type of behavior and deal with these things? Or are you going to remove yourself? And I'm telling you now, don't stay around with someone who's not treating you the way you should be treated. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye.